something in him knew that that deployment would be different. And he was always worried about who would care if something happened to him, who would take care of, his wife and his children.
Every year, thousands of families lose a loved one in service.
She, unfortunately, was the one that opened the door when two men in uniform came to inform them that their father was killed.
But behind every story of loss is a story of resilience. For over a decade, Folds of Honor has stepped into those moments with something simple yet powerful: a scholarship. In this conversation, we sat down with Sarah Elliott, Senior Director of Impact at Folds of Honor North Texas, to hear what this mission means, how a $1 million milestone was reached, and why North Texas continues to show up. At the North Texas Golf Classic in May, McLane hit a groundbreaking $1 million in cumulative donations to Folds of Honor North Texas. What was going through your mind as that moment sunk in?
I think I was in awe just of the magnitude of this landmark. My first instinct was kind of shock. But then after it set in, I just wanted to share it far and wide and get the news out. A family like the Bogus family at Folds of Honor, that they've lost so much. They've lost, a husband and a father, but they still come back and say thank you. And it's very humbling to know that, we played a part in their hope and healing and education.
Now, for people that don't know what Fold of Honor is, what is it?
Folds of Honor provides educational scholarships for the children and spouses of fallen or disabled U.S. service members and first responders. Ashlyn McCain is one of our scholarship recipients. So she has 3 other siblings. Her father was deployed to Afghanistan. She remembers when he left, it's the first time she had ever seen him cry. He was, her father, her hero, the strongest man she knew. And she just thought that something in him knew that that deployment would be different. And he was always worried about who would care if something happened to him, who would take care of, his wife and his children. She, unfortunately, was the one that opened the door when two men in uniform came to inform them that their father was killed. And for her, it was such a tragedy, of course, but she said that it was a full circle moment when Folds of Honor showed up. When her mom learned about Folds of Honor, we were able to pay for her college tuition. And she said for her, that's when it came full circle, that answer to the question from her father of who would care for us. She said that Folds showed up, not only gave her an education, but gave them some hope and support with a network of folks who had been through something very similar.
Now, you say Folds of Honor showed up. I guess, what does that process look like as far as someone that wants to receive a scholarship from Folds of Honor? You said her mom found it. How could you walk us through that?
Sure. Folks, they can go online and look at our scholarship requirements, but it's as simple as applying for a scholarship. Right now, in the process, we're actually making decisions and informing awardees. All the information's out there on the website. That's step one. Once somebody is accepted, though, we keep funding them. So we commit to them throughout their college career. If you're a freshman and you apply and you get a scholarship through Folds of Honor, that means that the next year you can depend on that as long as you get the grades you're supposed to get, and are doing what you need to do. We keep following through.
Yeah.
And then for families, we have other recipients. So they have this network of folks, whether it's spouses or whether it's children that have been through something similar just throughout the nation, and they connect and they have their own private Facebook page and can really, feel like they're supported in that way as well.
Yeah, it really sounds like y'all are working for people that come to y'all. 'Cause it seems like you got to, like you said, follow up, checking grades, making sure people are staying in line. That's highly honorable. Since 2007, Folds of Honor has awarded over 62,000 scholarships nationwide. What does it feel like to be part of something that's changing lives at such a rate?
It's an honor. I mean, it's literally a privilege every day that I get to do this work that is so impactful and has just such far-reaching effects, not only today, but for tomorrow's and many more to come. So.
Now, what brings you to want to do something like this? Because again, we go back to how much work you're putting in, having to follow up, people applying, probably get countless people, 62,000 nationwide. What makes you want to do this? What drives you? What fuels you? Everything.
I would say probably 2 things. One, I believe in education. It's a great equalizer. It helps folks, get a hand up and have every opportunity. But 2, I do this too because I want to honor the sacrifice of the people who are there fighting overseas and the people that are protecting us here at home.
Now, McLane's 9-year partnership and $1 million milestone didn't happen overnight, right?
Right.
What has made the relationship so deeply rooted and sustainable?
I would say that it's really their focus on relationships. One of their key values is authentic relationships, and I really feel like they do an excellent job of that. So not only do they connect with us, here locally, they do it nationally, our board, our staff, but they also connect with our other supporters and partners, and they encourage us to do the same. And that authentic kind of relationship kind of builds that loyalty that they have, and I think, it's all grown from there.
Now, this question is pretty similar to that answer. You could almost, I feel like, say the same answer. But Susan Adzik said this gift reflects the collaboration of teammates, customers, and partners. Can you describe a moment when that spirit really felt like it was alive in North Texas?
Yeah. I mean, I would say our North Texas Golf Classic, when we presented that commemorative check and recognized McLane for this milestone, they were there. They have other partners and folks that were involved in this. So I feel like that was a nice moment for us to not only celebrate, but to have a lot of the folks there that made it happen.
Now, this is a pretty off the record question.
Okay.
You think they have someone that maybe was in the military, somebody's family member? Like, what do you think there's anything that, or maybe something that drives them to want to be supporting you guys?
I'm not 100% like how the relationship started. I will say that we have a relationship with one of our board members that works there. So, but as far as supporting our cause, I think it was just, an affinity for education and those that are putting their lives on the line every day.
Got you. So we're going back to y'all working so hard for our community. Your scholarship mission now includes families of first responders. How did that evolution take shape, and why is it so timely for our Dallas-Fort Worth community?
Well, we've got such a large community here, so it's, of course, important in North Texas. Back in 2022, that's when we expanded our mission. The realization that, we've got people that are overseas that are protecting us. We've got people at home here that do it every day as well. So in the U.S., you've got about 2 million first responders, whether they're police, fire, paramedics, EMTs, that are going on calls, and whether they're in a car accident or, they get hurt in the line of duty, it just made sense for us to also, honor the sacrifice of those that are fallen here as well as overseas.
I really think that's very thoughtful. That's something I haven't thought about. You inspired me a little bit with that. To date, 200 scholarships from McLane's efforts have been awarded locally. Furthermore, you've awarded more than 1,600 scholarships just here in North Texas. How have you seen those scholarships change the trajectory of entire families?
It's amazing. I think everything from, the confidence that you see in a young person that gets a scholarship to seeing them graduate and seeing their families kind of heal a little bit over that. So that's great. And the added bonus too, a lot of the folks that get scholarships, they go into the helping fields. We have a lot of doctors and nurses, and some of them even, we have one, Liz Breeze, who is not only a doctor, she's actually in the service now as well. So giving back in multiple ways.
Now, hitting $1 million is huge. But what's the next big milestone you're aiming for with McLane and other Dallas partners by 2030?
I would say by 2030, our goal is to double our budget. We're around 5 million now. We want to be at 10 million. And the reason for that is the need for these scholarships. It is increasing rapidly. So we want to be able to make sure that no family's left behind. And in order to do that, we have to increase what we're raising and the support for scholarships.
What would you say to other local companies watching this? What's the simple first step any Dallas business could take to join this movement?
I would say probably two things. I would visit our website. It's northtexas.foldsofhonor.org. Either contact us and find out how you can get involved, or you can make a donation as little as $13 a month. It makes a huge difference.
Now, would you say there's room for volunteers as well?
100%.
100%.
Yes, we love volunteers.
What's something you have volunteers do?
Mainly event volunteers, but everyday volunteers, things like helping helping stuff letters. We have a young professionals board. We can certainly use help there. We have another board and committees of that board where, we can use people's time and expertise.
So when we look at the legacy of fallen service members and first responders, what do you think Folds of Honor ultimately gives to families beyond a scholarship?
We give them hope. So that's our motto. We meet sacrifice with hope.
In one line, how would you challenge someone, for example, a mom at the grocery store, or a small business owner, to leave their own legacy of impact?
I would say take action. So whether you're a mom at the grocery store that's rounding up a bill for a charity like Folds of Honor, or whether you're a small business owner that is developing some kind of small give back, I would say those seemingly small acts really add up and makes a huge difference.
Because showing up is 80% of the fight.
Yeah.
Yep, and just starting.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so. If you think you got everything.
No, you got everything. We appreciate that. That was a great interview.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent.